Hey guys, back again with another installment. I know this is a weird angle. It's because I'm inside the car. I cut out the entire floor. You can see all of that's cut out. I put a 4x4 piece of wood so that I can, release the frame from any kind of load. And I got everything exposed right now. Right now what I'm doing is the lip that the floor sits on. It was pretty rusted out, and also doing some rust treatment to the frame rails, and I figured it would be a good time to make a video. What I was asked in terms of a question was rust products, when you use them, how do you use them, and what do you do for rust in terms of the different treatments. So let's start by going with the mechanical method. Obviously there's mechanical and then there's chemical. It's pretty much the two ways people remove rust. The mechanical includes sandpaper or cutting out. It's usually the two ways. For instance, this is a surface rust. The integrity of the metal is still there. If you poke it, that's usually a good test. If you poke it with like a pick, it shouldn't go anywhere. It shouldn't bore through. If it does, obviously the metal's integrity is gone. You got to replace that section or whatever section you got to replace for that. That's what was the case with this piece. I had to replace here because it was rusted out, rotted out. I fabricated a piece, put it in. If anyone wants to know anything about fabrication, let me know. I'll make a video on fabricating. It's fairly simple to make these pieces using poster board. The rest of this is pretty strong. These holes here, like any holes you see that's welded up, it's based on the fact that the spot welds were there, and it's kind of collateral damage for replacing that. So what I'm doing next is I got the floor out, as I said, and I also had a rotted torque box. So I've sanded this down and got all the rust particle, the little pieces of rust. This integrity of this torque box is pretty strong. So, in case you don't understand Mustang, pieces, this is your passenger rear torque box. This is what it looks like underneath the shell. The inner rocker, which I had to do a small little replacement piece. This is fairly smooth. I'm not going all the way with it and finishing it off because I still got the floor pan to do. So once the floor pan's on, I'm going to finish off the weld. For the most part, this is pretty smooth going down. You can see the weld lines, but that'll be taken care of when I get my sanding disc on it. What else? So this is your inner frame rail, your rear frame rail. It goes to the back, and this is the other side. The other side looks like crap, but it actually looked like the passenger side. It's just not sanded down yet. So we're going to take care of that, and we're also going to treat this. This torque box is the outer to the other side. This is still good. So I got one hole here, which you might not be able to see with the camera too well. See that? That's got to just be welded up. And it's actually good that I did that hole, because I actually treated the inside of it with product I'll tell you all about in a minute. So the inside is actually completely rust coated with stuff that looks kind of like this. This is internal frame coating. It's a pretty good product. Converts rust. It's chemical method. I also sanded down here, so this is actually some particles, but this is fairly clean now. So The integrity of here is good for the frame rail, so I lucked out with that. This is what the floor pan for the rear sits on, or extension piece. So for the driver torque box, you can get this from like Mustangs Unlimited. There's tons of places that'll sell this NPD, but that's roughly how it looks like. So let's go with the products, because someone asked me a question over what products you use and how you use them. First product I'm going to show you is Rust Encapsulator. It turns rust looking like this to this. You just need to sand off the debris, wire brush it, get it clean so there's no like particles that's still in there, and use like a wax degreaser and wipe it down. So this is what you would use if you didn't want to get sandpaper. You just wanted to like wire brush it, and then afterwards just treat it with this. Good stuff. Another product that does something similar that you don't need to go to Eastwood for, you can go to AutoZone, is this product. It's not as good as Rust Encapsulator, because it doesn't, it literally just converts it, and anything that is rusted, it will just convert to black. So it doesn't necessarily give you a nice black finish along the whole surface. It just gives you where the rust is, so keep that in mind. You also need 24 hours for this to cure. So that's that. For what you do for like the torque box with the hole in it is a nice little product from Eastwood. It's called internal frame coating. This will be a lifesaver, because even though you replace certain parts, there's certain things you're not going to be able to get to unless you cut out metal and cut out most of it and expose the inside of it and spray it and then put that piece back on. It's time consuming, tedious for no reason. So what this is, reason this is unique is because it comes with this hose over here. Hose is about 1.5 feet long. The diameter is small, so it can go into those small holes. Has a nozzle at the end of it that sprays. Let's see if I can see the nozzle. Nozzle's over here. It's got a 360 spray, so it gives a good coating. Don't try and use this on regular surfaces because it drips. That's when you want to use like Rust Encapsulator. The whole idea is for it to cover as much, so it drips. It's basically will make that happen. It just drips everywhere, so you want it everywhere. So that's why it's for the internal pieces that you can't see, that might have debris, and you still need coverage. So good product to have. What else? The inner frame rail, which is this piece over here. No, sorry, the inner rocker, I should say. The inner rocker looks like crap, but most of it was just surface rust and rust that was from the floor that was on this. This has been sanded down, cleaned up. I'm going to keep it bare metal and then put weld-through primer along the line of where my new floor pan is going to spot weld into here. And afterwards, I'm going to prime the whole thing, sand down this portion over here, and get everything looking pretty. This also got to make my spot weld holes and basically spot weld this in. But the reason why I have this taped off here along these lines is because these lines are where underneath this tape is going to have weld-through primer. You don't want weld-through primer on your finish. You don't want to use a top coat on weld-through primer. It just doesn't look good. Even if you read the can, it'll tell you the same thing. You know, sand down wherever you're not using the weld-through primer. So just to sum up, Rust Encapsulator is going to be used all in here, all here. I used my internal frame coating here, put the holes all the way in to go up to here on both frame rails. This is exposed, so I'm going to do that. This whole thing is not getting coated with anything afterwards, so I could just spray this whole thing with weld through primer, as this is going to, so I'm not going to spray that. That's about it for this video. Till next time.